Welcome back. Today on Health Thursday, we want to talk about sleep disorders and how to deal with them. And no, sleep disorders are not what happens to you when you are watching the budget being read and you can't keep your eyes open. No. Many of us tend to ignore how important sleep is to our health. There are others who struggle to fall asleep. Our guest today is Dr. Ofori Kwame, who is the president of the Department of Family Medicine at Korle Bu. Dr. Kwame, how nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming through.
You're welcome.
Excellent.
It's resident, not president.
Resident.
Resident.
I've elevated Dr. Kwame to presidency. All right. Now, you can send your questions to us, okay? The number, as always, 0540 10 909. Okay? 0540 10 909. All right, well, Doc, maybe we'll start from the top. Sleep disorders, if it's nothing to do with the budget, then what exactly is a sleep disorder?
So if you say sleep disorders, then it means there are abnormalities in the experiences you have when you are sleeping, or the time, the quality of sleep that you have. So it's either you have experiences that are abnormal, or the time that you are sleeping, the quality that you're having. If you have abnormalities in any of these, then you have a sleep disorder.
What is an abnormal experience while you're sleeping?
It can be night terrors, it can be bad dreams, it can be bedwetting. They are all part of sleep disorders. So if you have any of these, you can have a sleep disorder. Or if you have difficulty in falling asleep, which is insomnia, it's also a sleep disorder.
Okay. Now, a lot of people have difficulty breathing properly when they sleep, they snore. Is that a sleep disorder as well?
It's a sleep disorder. So when you talk about those things, you talk about obstructive sleep apnea. When the airway is a little bit blocked, it's normally found in people that are a little bit big. It also has some cardiovascular implications. It will show that people who had obstructive sleep apnea had an increased risk of having cardiovascular events. So if you have such a condition, it means you're supposed to lose weight. But the problem is these people may not even know they snore.
Right.
So it's normally their partners who tell them about all this. But normally with those things, if you lose weight, it helps.
Oh, fascinating. So can a sleep disorder be dangerous?
Sleep disorders can be very dangerous. As I said, if you have the obstructive sleep apnea, first, it can increase your risk of having cardiovascular conditions. If you have other ones, let's say insomnia, if you cannot sleep, it's been shown that people who have less sleep gain more weight, and gaining more weight has other problems that we have. So if you don't sleep well, your body cannot rejuvenate, because at a point, I think if you talk about the sleep patterns, you have like stages of sleep. At stage 3 and stage 4, that's where the body repairs itself. So if you don't get any of this sleep, it means your body is not repairing all the damages that you had during the course of the day.
Would you like to walk us through all the stages of sleep?
Good. So we talk about stages of sleep. It's we call something non-REM and REM. Non-REM is non-rapid eye movements. So that one is the first 4 stages. The first stage, stage 1, is when the client will be like, okay, you are now falling asleep. Those times, patient can be aroused, or person can be aroused. You can tap him, I used to be like, no. And at that time, you can have conversation, normal conversation. When you go to stage 2, you are going a little bit deeper. The heart rate starts going down, the temperature starts going down. This time, arousing the person may not be as good, will not be better as compared to the first part. Then the stage 3 and stage 4, they are normally clumped together because they virtually have similar things. So the stage 3 and stage 4 is when you have the body repairing itself. That is when the clients are really asleep. Then the 5th stage, which is the rapid eye movement stage, that is when we have our dreams. So during the REM stage, patient's brain activity goes, and the body, it's in a way paralyzed. So the muscles, patient does not move, or client does not move. It's just the brain's activity that goes. Mind you, the first 4 stages, the brain activity goes down. It's the body that is very active. But during the 5th stage, now the brain is active, and now the body is less active.
I see. I just realized I probably know quite a number of people who go through their entire working day in stage 1 or stage 2. But you talked about how it can be dangerous, so it's something that we really need to pay attention to. You have some information for us about how to prevent or avoid sleep disorders. Am I right?
Okay, how to get a better sleep.
Right, okay.
So normally we talk about the things that are supposed to go through when you have a better sleep.
Okay.
So the first one is the bedroom is supposed to be a bedroom.
Right.
Bedroom is bedroom. You have your bed there. That's all the place you're supposed to be having TV, reading. If you don't have a sleep disorder, fine. But if you have a sleep disorder, you are not supposed to be having a TV in the bedroom because it's going to distract you. It's going to have all those problems. The second one is stay away from stimulants.
Okay.
Coffee, energy drinks. You don't take them in the second part of the day. Like maybe after 4 p.m. That's when you take your coffee. That's when you take all those things. It will disorganize your sleep. It will have you. It will give you. Should I say? It will not give you a better sleep. You'll find difficult falling asleep. It also talks about eating a heavy meal or spicy meal about 3 to 4 hours before sleep. If you do those ones, your chances of sleeping is also reduced.
Why is that? What happens to you that makes it difficult for you to sleep?
Normally, sleep is based on hormonal balances that we have. Now, if you take a heavy meal or a spicy meal at that time, now the gastrointestinal system is now going to digest all that. So now, instead of you sleeping, that's when the body starts adjusting to those ones. And also, even if you take all those meals, you might have gastroesophageal reflux, which will also make you be waking up all those times. So it will not be good to have that one. And we also talk about exercises. We said if you exercise, you'll be able to sleep well. But if you exercise about 3 hours to sleep, you may not be able to sleep well. Yes. So normally the exercise is supposed to be earlier, not when you're about sleeping. If you're about sleeping and you exercise, it decreases your you falling asleep.
I see. So those who go to the gym like at 6:30 and then in bed by 9.
Oh, I've tried it before. I sometimes work out in the evenings, and I got to know I had more energy, and I found it difficult falling asleep when I work out in the evening as compared to working out in the morning.
Okay. What else?
So, as I said, you put off lights in the room. There is melatonin. It's a chemical that's produced, which helps us in sleeping. It's produced more in a darker place, or when there's bright light, the production goes down. So during the day, melatonin is down as compared to during the night. So you are just enhancing it by putting off your light. So if you do that one too, it helps you sleep.
Helps you to sleep. Okay. All right. You've already mentioned that we shouldn't put TVs on.
Shouldn't put our TVs on.
Okay. Any other tips, or have we gone through?
I think you've just gone through almost all.
Fantastic stuff there. I mean, do a lot of people report to the hospital with sleep disorders?
A lot of people. It's been shown that like mostly more females present with sleep disorders as compared to males.
Really?
3 to 2. The ratio is 3 to 2.
This one that you have said, they will ask us for a special women's sleeping day.
Yes.
Anyway,
So,
but I wonder why. Is it because perhaps they
it's also hormones. Yes,
okay.
It's also, as I said, the sleep is
as well.
hormones. Yes, and it was also shown that about 30% of patients that came were above 50. So when the age is progressing, that's when people have sleep disorders.
Right.
So as compared to someone who's like about 30 years, compared to someone who's about 60 years, the 60-year-old might present with a sleep disorder as compared to someone who is a little bit younger.
Fascinating. All right, listen, why don't you call us if you have questions as well, 0302-211-691 or 692. Call us. Let's talk. Let's find out. We'll put your questions to the doctor, get you some answers. So some people take pills, to help them sleep. How is that good?
Okay, so for you taking pills for you to sleep, I think it would not be a good thing. You're supposed to come to the hospital, then we prescribe for you. Because for the sleepy disorders, we have the primary ones and the secondary ones. So if it's primary, it's endogenous. It's something that's inside about the chemicals. If it's secondary, there are medical causes. There's congestive cardiac failure, there are pulmonary, there are plenty causes. If you go to psychiatry too, there's depression, there's mania, there are a whole lot of conditions. So if you have a sleep disorder, you come to the hospital, we get to know what that you have, then we treat it for you. So if you stay in the house and you take maybe a pill that helps you sleep, it might not be the best for you because you might not even know the reason why you are not sleeping. You may be having anxiety and you'll be taking other things to sleep instead of coming to the hospital, then we do for you. And it's been shown that if you do cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, plus drugs, it gives you a better response as compared to just doing drugs alone. Okay. So if you come, we'll take you through a whole lot, even give you tips for you to relax before you sleep.
Now, my fetish priestess, Martha, has sent a couple of questions in. She says that her children struggle to sleep at night. And at what point could that be a sleeping disorder?
Okay, so for someone to say a sleeping disorder, the person should be able to tell you how it's affected them. Okay, I used to sleep 3 hours, now I sleep 2 hours. Okay, now I used to sleep 5 hours, it's still 5 hours, but I wake up very tired. So the patient will be able to tell you their experience. Now, if their mother is the one who is telling the experience, then it means there's a problem. So she's supposed to bring them, then we take them through whatever you're supposed to do, then they are going to be fine.
There you go. So please, fetish priestess, if you can bring them from the shrine to the hospital. Now, is it expensive to treat sleep disorders?
Not really. So as I told you, you come, there are two. So we can do the cognitive behavioral therapy, we can do drugs for you. Some of them might not even need drugs. You just talk to them, you allay their fears, and they'll be fine. As I said, there are plenty conditions. So even you having a fever, you may be able to sleep. If you have pain, but you may not think, oh, it's because of the pain that I'm not sleeping. You may think it's something else. But if you have pain, you may not be able to sleep. So when you come, we go through. It's not that expensive. It's you coming to the hospital is what we need. Then we just take you through. Then we help you.
Can a sleep disorder be hereditary?
Okay. Maybe yes and no, because as I said, if it's secondary, or let's say patient has depression, there's a high risk maybe the child might have depression. So if it's in that line, yes. Okay. If it's not secondary and it's primary, maybe not. So it can be hereditary or may not be.
Okay. Well, we've got some callers. Our first two callers are from Kumasi, actually. Ramatu first. Good morning, Ramatu. Thank you for calling us. We may have lost Ramatu there. But I think we have Michael also from Kumasi. Hi, Michael. What's your question?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
And to all your listening.
Michael, go ahead. What's your question?
Okay. I would like to ask Doctor about sleep issue. Actually, when I'm going to sleep, I don't find it difficult sleeping the shortest time, about 3 to 5 minutes, I'll be asleep. But after sleeping for about 3-4 hours, I wake up and I'm not able to sleep again.
Okay.
Also, in the afternoon, when I try to sleep, I can sleep barely for just 10 minutes, then I'm awake. Whenever I try to sleep again, it's not possible. I have to just wake up and find something to do.
Right.
So I would like to know if there is a problem, doctor can help.
All right. We'll take a few more calls and then we'll put all the questions to the doctor. So Opoku is in Techiman. Opoku, good morning. Thanks for calling.
Good morning, ma'am.
So what's your question?
Yes, my question is, any time I eat oil and I go to bed, I can't sleep properly. At 12 or 2 a.m., I wake up, I can't, and when I wake up, I feel very tired. Sometimes my wife also tells me I very well, yet when I wake up, I feel very tired. Could you please tell me what might have gone wrong in my body or what's going on? Thank you.
Thank you for that. Hardy is in Tamale. Hello, Hardy.
Hello.
Yes, what's your question?
My question is, I have a lot of, I sleep a lot. At any moment that I'm sitting without doing anything, or when I try to read, I can't sleep.
Okay.
And I wake up in the morning, I feel tired after sleeping.
So you sleep a lot, and you find yourself dozing off very easily, but when you wake up in the mornings after a night of sleep, you feel tired.
Yes, please.
Okay. Doc, shall we take these three?
Okay.
And then,
Okay, so the first person talked about Okay, let's say that. The second person talk about eating late.
Yeah.
That's what I said earlier. He took something very spicy and now he's not been able to sleep. So that's a thing, gastroesophageal reflux. So he takes it in, now he lies down, the food starts coming back.
Right.
He has heartburns, he cannot sleep. That's a thing. So it means he's supposed to be eating way earlier. That's the first thing. And the first person also talked about he can
waking
sleep,
up, yes, waking
but
up.
he finds it difficult staying
sleep
asleep.
again.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's also a problem. It's made insomnia. So if you have difficulty staying in sleep, you go to your physician, they will sort it out.
Okay, and the last person said that they fall asleep very easily.
Good. And it's also been shown that if you oversleep, you also feel tired.
Okay.
So as he said, the normal 6 to 8 hours that you have, if you sleep more than that, then you may feel a little bit tired, because normally the sleep cycle that I said, the stage 1 to stage 5, when you are sleeping, it goes through that cycle about 4 to 6 times. So you go stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, then another one for about 4 to 6 times, and you spend almost about 90 minutes in each. So it will give you about 7.5 hours. So the studies have shown that if this amount is what we need. If you go overboard, it was also shown that people that slept more also had other conditions. So it's better we stay within the element.
Interesting. All right, now Fifi is in Anomabo. Hi, Fifi.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for calling us. So what's your question?
I want to ask Dr. Ofori Kramer. I have a problem with sleep. I don't know, but when I started working, I had a sleep pattern. Because most of the time I was working at night from 5 p.m. up to like 2 a.m. So I was basically sleeping for about 4 hours every day, from about 3 a.m. to like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And then along the line, that pattern also changed. So I work regular time from morning till evening. What I've realized is that currently, as I speak to you, I can't sleep for more than 3 hours. I sleep maximum 3 hours. I'm up. I can't sleep again.
Yeah.
But when I am out of bed and I'm in town, I feel sleepy.
Yeah.
But when I get back to the house and I want to sleep, I can sleep. I will try my best to switch off everything, make sure even my phone is on silent so that nobody calls to disturb or whatever.
Yeah.
I try to sleep. I cannot sleep. I will force lie down for hours. Sleep will never come.
Wow. Okay.
So and nowadays I can see that currently I can feel my health is not okay. I can really feel my health is not okay because I can't sleep well.
Yeah, Fifi, I can really relate to what you're describing. We'll get an answer from the doctor in a moment. Inusa is in Nandom. Inusa, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, talk to me, Inusa. What's your question?
My question is, I'm somebody, mostly if I sleep during the daytime, it becomes very difficult for me to sleep in the night. And one issue too is, mostly around 12 midday, I will begin feeling sleepy. And here's the case, if I sleep during the daytime, I can't sleep in the night. I don't know what that problem is. And also, when I sleep, every day I wake up before 5. I wake up for prayer. Now after prayers, and even if I want to catch a small nap, I can't sleep again. I want to know what the problem is and how I can solve that.
All right, Doc.
Okay, so the first patient I called talked about he had a schedule at work and now he's used to that one. Yes, it's normal. That's what happens. It was shown that people who go for night duties change their sleep patterns, had to change because of that. They get used to that one. So this time he's supposed to go to his hospital. And even as he said he doesn't feel good. His health is not good. Yes. So he's supposed to go to the hospital. We might give him some medication, take him through a lot. Then we just have to revert to the other one. And the second person, he said when he sleeps in the afternoon, he cannot sleep in the evening. Yes. So those with sleep disorders, afternoon naps are discouraged because if you take afternoon naps, it decreases your chances of falling asleep in the evening. So we discourage afternoon naps for them so that they can have a better sleep at night. But if you have any problem, it's better you visit your doctor to sort it out.
Right. Now, one of our producers, Poma, she's very concerned. She just started a relationship and she's wondering whether sleep talking is a disorder.
Yeah, that's what I said. They are all disorders that we have. So normally those ones might happen in the stage 3 or stage 4 that we have. So those sleepwalking, when someone sleepwalks, it means the partner is supposed to be wary of that. If the client gets up and walk, the main thing they are supposed to do is they're supposed to help the client not to injure himself or herself.
Okay.
So, and those
things. Is it true that it's a bad idea to wake them up? Or can you, if someone is sleepwalking, can you wake them up?
Sometimes you can. As I said, like when they get to about maybe stage 3, stage 4, waking them up is a little bit like problematic. You wake them up, they might not even know where they are. So you can wake them up, but if you can just help them so that they don't hurt themselves.
Wow, that's fascinating stuff. Now, I read a study that older people can do with less sleep, or they are at less risk of developing illnesses when they have shorter sleep, if you are above the age of 60. Now, if you are below 60, then lack of sleep can end up causing all kinds of things like strokes and so forth. So is that true?
As I said, it's about the amount, the quality, the timing of the sleep. So if you compare a 30-year-old and a 60-year-old, who works more? Who walks more? Who thinks more? So it means your body will need the stage 3, stage 4 to repair as compared to a 60-year-old.
That makes sense. Dr. Koramoah, thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. You've really enlightened us. That's something to sleep on. Yeah? Thank you so much for watching that. We're back with even more after this.